If this was a dude who just got off at Jack in the Box and went to his amateur improv group and pulled that line, you would boo that son of a bitch. This man does not get a pass because his name is Will Ferrell. Because he put on a fucking silly ass mustache and yelled because they stuck a carrot up my ass. He does not get a pass for that. That's the problem, is that this is lazy because they think that people are going to let this pass because of their names. Looking at mom over there, she making a shirt from dtmerch.com. Put a smile on her face. Who wouldn't be happy to get that black tee with the white logo? The black classic tee with the white logo. We got the back patch hats. My wife's talking about a baby, so we're gonna order about 5 of these shirts.
Really?
Right, yeah. She been scooping up my DNA at night. Baby gonna come out with a foot for a head or something. We have a way for you to easily subscribe now, easier than ever. And somebody put my firstborn's picture up. There he is, right there.
God damn, how fast was that?
They are quick, man. When you do decide to come back and subscribe with that easier, more convenient payment system that we have, you will immediately feel the effects of all that toasted goodness all over your body. The movie that Netflix didn't even want.
That's what everybody keeps saying. Did Netflix do a press conference about how they turned it down?
Netflix, there was one time.
We just want everybody to know that we passed on this.
Oh, yeah. The movie, it shouldn't even be said like that. I like the way Netflix, the moment they started getting Academy Award nominations, things like Roma and that Coen Brothers movie, all of a sudden, we don't need that Will Ferrell shit here.
Right.
No, take that on somewhere else. It's enough we got Adam Sandler over here. Shit, we grown now.
Right.
None of that silly stuff anymore. Yeah, you probably heard this. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly in Holmes and Watson. It is now a movie that's notorious for Netflix even turning down. You can find several articles about it. I'm on the AV Club right now, where they said, nah, we pass. we got Academy Award winning material right now.
You know that when Netflix passed, they had to go like, yeah, so we can wait. What?
Yeah, man.
Did you guys say no?
What? Yeah,
They
what?
never say no.
We first time for everything. No. And not just no, but hell no. Could it be that bad? What could be so bad that Netflix is now turning it down? Well, this is the film that everybody's talking about, who a lot of people probably haven't even seen, who probably won't see now.
Might not even know about it.
Might not even know about it. It's Holmes and Watson. And I don't know why, Martin. I mean, it has all of the classic makings of a Sherlock Holmes tale. And a lot of people were saying, you know what? I love Sherlock Holmes. It'd be better if he was played by Will Ferrell. When are we going to get that? And now,
Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch. You guys been all right.
Nothing on the great Will Ferrell. No. And as I said, has all the elements of a great Sherlock Holmes story. And this could be the ultimate Sherlock Holmes story. Because, in all these, Martin, and all these other stories, Sherlock Holmes out there solving all these other piddly crimes, help me find my dog or something, something like that. Now, man, I lost the earring. I'm on the case, something like that. No, we're upping the stakes here this time. Moriarty is out there and he says, you know what? I've tried to get your attention. I've tried to make you play my game, and now you've done it. Now you making me go big. If you don't pay attention to me and help me solve this crime, I'm killing the queen. And you got 2 days to do it. Oh, Martin, you ain't never heard no Sherlock Holmes story like that.
No. The hell?
So therefore, we have these two guys on the case. And Martin, the best thing about it is they do it while trying to make the people laugh, too. Never got that with those other Sherlock Holmes out there.
Okay.
Martin, let's watch the comedy stylings of Will Ferrell as Sherlock Holmes.
Come, Watson, we have a killer to catch.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Man, come on.
Where y'all groaning? It's educational. Who hasn't wondered where that phrase came from? Now you get the story of where no shit Sherlock came from.
who's going to take the photograph?
I will take it. You see, it's sort of a self-photograph.
He's a real fan.
I swear, I never do this. Hey, girl!
Hey, girl. Yes, sir.
And you sat through the whole thing, huh?
Martin, don't be like this, because I know right now, don't even play, Martin. Don't even play, man, because I know right now you're thinking to yourself, I'm intrigued. You know, do they actually save the queen? Is Watson perhaps the true brains behind this whole operation? Oh my God, the bees, Martin. What happened with the bees? Did they catch them? Did they put them back in the case? The bees. Oh, Martin, you know what? Fuck if I know, because
You fell asleep.
no, because they never actually tell you a full story, Martin. It's almost like they want to tell you a story, like they are about to actually give you some resemblance of a script, but they're always getting sidetracked by by some random yelling or some camera mugging or some bumbling. Buffoonery. Thank you very much. I mean, and there's so many times in the movie where Will Ferrell just looks at the people and says, elementary. And I'm like, man, bullshit. Don't you insult elementary school kids like this. This is, let me just cut to it right here. I know I should be a little more eloquent with my review. I know I should probably come in and use a better choice of words. But
Yeah, we have people here. You have to impress them.
you know what? I ain't got to impress nobody. Because and if I do, then fuck it. Because you know what? This movie is a piece of shit. Yes, I know I'm banging on the fucking tape. Yes, this movie is, woo, boy. You know, it's almost, Mark, let me tell you something. You know how studios try to rush in a movie real quick that they feel is going to be like one of the best movies of the year, Academy Award material?
It happens in December.
It's almost like they rushed this in so they could get worst movie of the year.
So they can get something out of it.
It's like they wanted that. And it's so funny because you get all these guest people, these supporting roles, these cameos that are coming in. Good, great actors.
Sure.
Like
Ralph
Ralph Fiennes in here.
And Hugh Laurie and Steve Coogan.
All these people coming in here, they need their asses flogged out in public. Because these supporting actors come in and they actually have good roles. I mean, they're actually acting. They're actually treating this like they have a script to work with. And
Well, they're actually British, so Sherlock Holmes kind of means something to them.
yeah, the movie is struggling to actually tell a story. But then here comes Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, all that ad-libbing and shouting, and then we get back to the dumb shit. It's like these two people are almost trying to to come in and sabotage their own film. Like there's actually like it's like and I'm not even lying. There are moments where people are delivering lines. They're like, "Oh, Watson, surely," and then Will Ferrell just comes in, and it's like, wow, man, you. That's not even a line. You know, that's not even an ad lib. You're just screaming.
Yeah.
And truly, I'm not exaggerating. There are moments where the movie stops to let them yell and scream like a couple of kids. It's you could see.
So it's like Step Brothers.
In a way, and it's funny because you could just see the filmmakers, the director, and the script, and who I think helped write the script. You can see them in a room full of writers. I'm sure Will Ferrell is in there, and they're just looking at each other and like they're writing a script, like they're actually writing a story, and they just stop, like, you know, it'd be funny, and they just stop everything and say, you know what, Will Ferrell, you just take it from there.
Yeah.
It'll be your movie. You know, hey man, you know it'd be funny. I tell you, none of it is funny. I want you to notice something, Martin. I have actually danced around, worked to not use that word comedy. You have not heard me use the word comedy once. You have not heard me use the word joke because comedy is skill. Sure. Comedy is timing.
Yes.
Comedy is working to your audience. And this movie does not work to its audience at all. None of that comes into play here. It's a movie where they are truly indeed amusing themselves. This movie is not a script. It's not a story. It's barely a movie itself. It is two people in a bar, 3 or 4 beers in, just telling jokes to each other that are not even funny, but it's funny while they're a little drunk. You know, these are things that are like quips and little scenarios that are best set for people who are just talking at a table, and these things last for about, you know, maybe a minute or less. No, these people are sitting up here. They're on the set. They're ad-libbing. The director's in love with it. They're making each other laugh. I don't care about us. I mean, I can tell you that right now. And when you say, and it's funny because you can almost look at this in a meta kind of way, because you mentioned this earlier. It is like they got the two characters from Step Brothers, and let them make a movie. So this movie is like watching a movie that they made.
Okay.
Now, if you watch it in that kind of way,
Yeah.
it still sucks. Nah, still a piece of shit.
Okay, so if you're a huge fan,
Martin, no. Just fucking stop trying to work with me. I know you ain't doing this today. No, I'm getting right to it. No, the movie's bullshit. All right, and you know, and it's funny because the audience that I saw it with, they tried too. They tried to get with it. It was 4 people in the movie with me, 2 couples, and they laughed, but it wasn't a real laugh. You know,
you don't know that.
Martin, okay, you get 10 minutes of pity laughs, you know, or you get 10 minutes of I'm happy to be here laughs. Sure. You know, you understand what I'm saying? You know, because that's the kind of laugh that they had within the first 10 minutes. It ain't authentic. The first 10 minutes of enjoyment people are getting from a movie. 50% of that, I would even say a little bit more, probably 60, 70% of that is either I'm glad to be out the house. We got away from the kids for a little while.
Yeah, we're not outside.
We're not outside. Yeah, I'm trying to have sex with this girl and it's going really well right now. You know, it's not. Or simply, you know what? I paid money for this. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of laughter out of this to at least make it feel like it was somewhat worth it. And after that 10 minutes, no one was laughing. And I would normally say I don't hold the audience to this, but I'm in a theater with 4 other people. I'm going to hear laughing. I'm going to hear or something. I didn't get any of that. They were quiet.
Pin drop.
Yeah. I immediately had to isolate three main problems that were coming into to realization for me very quickly through the film.
Okay.
The main problem, the number one main problem is that the movie thinks that its ideas are funny, but it never goes past a premise. It comes up with it actually has a formula for what they do here. And the formula for this is very simple, they think. They take a reference from modern times, they make a Victorian age version of it, and then once they have that, they say, Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly, take it away. And then they just let them ad-lib the rest. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, really. I mean, we see a lot of movies that do that. We see a lot of things that are funny, and it can actually be very clever.
Sure.
The problem is, besides the ad-libbing with this, is also, when I talk about that this movie is almost anti-comedy, it really is, man, because one of the things that you do when you don't have a strong ending to a joke, you either throw in a dirty word, or you throw in some toilet humor, or you make people laugh by doing a pratfall or knocking somebody else around. And that's exactly what they do here. Almost every reference that they make is followed by those 3 things: a sex joke, a poop joke, toilet humor, or they have to either slap each other or they knock somebody else down. You saw it in the trailer.
Hey, girl. You know, maybe over by the window, the lighting's much better. Yes, it's careful idea.
I can laugh at a good pratfall as much as the other person, but that goes on and on, Martin. From that point on, it's Weekend at Bernie's. They're propping the body up. They're making her mouth move like a puppet. It's all stuff that we've seen before and seen done a whole lot better. And plus, as I said, it's just immature because they don't know how to write a joke. This is a feature-length movie, Martin. An hour and 30 minutes. They made sure to get that time in so they could count as a feature-length film. This is barely a 5-minute sketch. And this is one immature, badly written joke after another. I'm almost amazed. You don't. This is why.
You all right?
No, I'm not, Martin.
You gonna Bojangles on out of here?
Martin. Who am I? Martin. I'm kind of mad, right? But this is why I also cherish bad movies, because you don't see things like this that are done all the time.
There's a reason for that.
You have to go out of your way almost to be this bad. This is a miracle of a shitty movie right here. You really do see the potential in a lot of things that they're doing. There's some things that if they did it right, it would be kind of funny.
Sure.
They do the equivalent of drunk dialing somebody. The premise is we're back in the 1800s, so we're drunk dialing by telegraph.
Sure.
That's the premise. All right, I'm smiling. What you got?
Grace, stop. Are you awake? You're such a pretty doctor, lady.
Fuck you, Will Ferrell. He's the one that actually. I swear, John C. Reilly is actually trying, man. John C.
He does.
John C. Reilly is actually a character. John C. Reilly is actually trying to do something. He's trying to work with the humor, but this asshole keeps coming in, thinking he's cute, and just doing right, just mugging and making these faces, not saying anything, either making goo-goo noises, like screaming and yelling, and he really is the one that steps over everything that John C. Reilly is doing. I mean, the rest of it's not that good, but he is really the pinnacle.
He's a multiplier. He makes it even worse.
He's the pinnacle of bad ad-libbing in this, man. Will Ferrell, he's considered to be a comedy professional. This is amateur improv. And people are supposed to there's moments where he just yells out anything. You know what I'm talking about in improv? A rule of improv is that you should be let go or told to sit down if you just yell anything for a laugh. There's actually a line in this movie where they're screaming and yelling, and he yells, "He's sticking a carrot up my bum!" And that line has nothing to do with anything else. It's just Will Ferrell thought it was funny. And then the director's like, oh, well, he's Will Ferrell. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's a comedy genius. You know,
if he said it, it must be funny.
If this was a dude who just got off at Jack in the Box and went to his amateur improv group and pulled that line, you would boo that son of a bitch. This man does not get a pass because his name is Will Ferrell. Because he put on a fucking silly ass mustache and yelled because they stuck a carrot up my ass. He does not get a pass for that. That's the problem, is that this is lazy because they think that people are going to let this pass because of their names. The second problem is that it wants to be absurdist, and it doesn't know how to do that. The movie opens up with a quote from Martin. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Hannah Montana.
That's actually funny.
No, it ain't funny. You laughing at me. You ain't laughing. Yeah, man, like what? Yeah, you upset Bradley Cooper over here. Look at this. It opens up and it says Hannah Montana. Like, this is like watching an old person try to do comedy who's 20 years behind. Has anybody even talked about Hannah Montana the last fucking 20 years? No, but they just look at us. We quoted Hannah Montana. Why? And it plays into nothing. It does not play into. Hannah Montana don't make an appearance later on. Miley Cyrus don't even pop up and twerk or something.
Would that have been better?
No. Sadly, no. This is it, and it wants to be that. It wants to be something like Airplane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what this is going
this
for?
But it is not. It wants to be an absurdist film, but it's a goofball film that is not clever enough to be that level of absurdist.
Right.
There's even moments in the movie like it's just poor filmmaking too. When I say that they're behind, that this feels like something from the 90s, they don't even try to actually apply things to make it clever to the Victorian age that they're setting this in. From the moment the titles come up, or the title of this comes up, for some reason, Martin, they got hip hop playing. But Martin, ain't hip hop from today. It's not even real hip hop from back in the day. It's like 90s hip hop that a white executive at a studio thought would be cool. You know, because you can hear the guy like, I put more in there, you know. You know, that's because they do all the scratching. Sherlock, you know, and it's like, wow, man. if you're going to try and do this, at least be kind of current with it. And speaking of music, they're just throwing in things that make no sense. There's music in this movie that doesn't happen for over 200 years later.
Sure.
John C. Reilly puts on a record that because he's gonna have like some little sexy moment with one of the lead actresses in here, and when he puts it on, it's Unchained Melody from the Righteous Brothers.
Oh, what?
They don't explain it. They don't even do a reference to Ghost, you know, which made that movie famous. I made that song famous.
Yeah.
It's just playing. I don't know why. You know, they don't explain where the time traveler brought them the album or something. It's constantly doing that through the whole movie, Martin. And the third worst thing about this is that the third worst thing is probably the best thing about the movie. It actually, I could see it bringing Trump supporters and haters together, because it's a movie that thinks it's so smart. It thinks it's so clever because it stops to have this long diatribe about Donald Trump, pointing out the obvious, man. Obvious things.
Okay, I'm so sick of every third movie we see this year being an allegory to Donald Trump. Enough already.
Yeah, and this ain't even an allegory. They are actually just spouting off things that are just point blank on whether you're fit for Trump or not. But I can tell you, if the movie theater was full, it would have been Trump supporters and haters alike. Like, shut the fuck up. We know, we get it. Looking over at you, the person you usually hate you, right? Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, man. They even got a "Make America Great Again" joke in there.
Do they?
Guy puts on a fez that says "Make England Great Again." It's like that doesn't even like
it ties into nothing.
It ties into nothing, man. I can't even defend the story parts of this movie because the story parts don't even make sense themselves. The origin of Sherlock Holmes in this, he's a genius because, well, he decides he wants to be.
Oh.
He gets tired of being picked on.
Oh, I should have done that.
Yeah, Martin, it's that easy. He gets tired of being picked on. He says, you know what, I'm just going to just start getting people expelled from school by going through all their elements and pulling up these clues and just picking out things about them, all because he got beat up. It's like, it's not because he studied. It's not because he's just naturally that smart. He's just like, I'm tired of getting my ass whooped. So it's a waste of resources, this movie. I've seen, and I'm not even joking, there are 15-year-olds on YouTube who have more talent in a 5-minute clip than these guys do. I said this was a bullshit, but this is a big fuck.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No.
We've seen bullshit movies before. This sounds worse than that.
No, when you don't, you want to have one of the worst movies of the year, then you succeeded. This is, I normally I can let some things slide, but when you do not have the best interest of the people who paid money to come see this, when you think so fondly of yourself that we can pull our pants down and take a shit right here on the floor and these people gonna eat it up. No, when you think so highly of yourself that you just do anything on camera, anything with all these sets, all these costumes, put that shit on YouTube. Put that on a videotape.
Yeah, because I was looking at the scene with them in the alley. I was like, man, they spent money on these sets.
And you know what? It was only like about $40 million to make. So I will give them that. If I can say anything nice other than John C. Reilly being somebody that I actually liked in the film, because it feels like he's the one that's trying. They did stretch their budget. It was impressive for $40 million, but then when you realize how much a piece of shit this movie is, that's $40 too much, man.
No. You mean $40 million too
much? No, $40. I would not spend
much.
$40 on this. Listen, Talladega Nights was all right, but I hated them as stepbrothers. Keep these men away from each other. Do not keep them separated. Do not let them make another movie.
Oh, you got to give them a chance to redeem themselves.
I already gave them my time and my money. I ain't got to give them shit else.
So were you surprised seeing this? Because you went in knowing that it was going to be bad.
I was surprised at how much worse it was. And believe me, I went in with low expectations. When your movie is sold, the day that it actually comes out in the theaters, and your highest praise is the movie that Netflix refused, then you know that the movie's gonna be bad. But I had no idea it was gonna be this bad.
Yeah, you look kind of withered from it.
I am, man.
experiences watching this.
Martin, we had one movie a year that makes me think this is retirement. This movie, I almost didn't even go home.
So is this a shoe-in for your worst of the year?
I had to think about it. No. Because you know something? I look at movies that actually make me laugh, even though they're bad. Like there's some movies, I'm going to save it. There's some movies I saw this year that actually made me laugh. They were so bad that they were entertaining.
Yeah.
This is just boring.
Right.
This is just plodding along. You really
Just
are
waiting for it to end.
You really are. You're just waiting for it to end. I'll close with this. If you really had to complete your worst movie of the year list, then go see it. Other than that.
Can I just put it on my list and just call it?
Martin, you good. Yeah, I got you. Martin, you're older than me. Your time is more valuable. I would never do this to you. I would never. You know that beard would be completely gray after you got Admit it. You had fun watching that. That's why you're still here. So get more of it. Subscribe to this YouTube channel right here. And if you want more of us, go to doubletoasted.com, where you can not only watch a longer form version of this video, but also the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us over at btmerch.com. And remember to always stay toasty.